All
Perfect.
right,
So yeah,
ready.
Julia, um, welcome. Just for the people who don't know you, quickly introduce yourself. Who are you? How long have you been in the solar industry?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Julia. I am new to solar, so just started in 2024. Started in April, got everything set up. Probably by mid-June. I think I reached out to you like a couple weeks after, and we've been working together since. So,
Awesome.
um,
Perfect.
yeah.
So you're pretty new to the solar industry, as you said, but what was like your system, your kind of workflow before we partnered up? How you got you booked appointments back then?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I actually joined a training program just to get myself up to speed and not kind of muddle my way through. And one of the things that they had recommended is run paid ads, and where they have you can follow along, and then they also have it done for you. And I've been, in advertising before. I've used it for other businesses, but even I found myself a bit overwhelmed with just kind of the requirements needed for solar,
Mhm.
much different sort of target market, different product. And so I had started running ads on my own, wasted a lot of money. I did get results, but it was expensive,
Mhm.
an expensive lesson. And I just felt that for the vision that I had for my company, it made more sense to partner with an organization that actually specialized
Mhm.
in running ads and really bringing in traffic that way. And one, I was just looking to also focus my time and attention on things where I excel. And while I can certainly run ads and do all right, it's not my wheelhouse. And I
Mhm.
just have learned over the years with other businesses that I've owned and run, and still have, is that paying for expertise is a hack, a
Mhm.
shortcut, and takes a lot off your plate. And that's always my goal, is to be efficient and effective.
Mhm.
And sometimes you get to a point where wisdom just says, if the funds are available, pay an expert to help you and shorten that time and collapse your expenditure so that you can start seeing
Sure.
results faster.
Awesome. Sounds great. And if you would need to summarize it, what would you say was the biggest bottleneck back then for you?
I would say probably um, working your lead that's been created into a CRM, and in a way that you can manage that. Like, you absolutely need a CRM 100%, but there is so much manual work and labor needed to manage it.
Mhm.
And then also going from the lead itself to converting it, putting it on a drip, um, communicating with that lead in a way where they're incentivized to actually set an appointment with one of your solar reps. And so I think one of the biggest things was just the A to Z shortcut of the lead coming in to booked appointment. So my
Mhm.
bottleneck really, I would say, is that effective CRM um, pipeline to make it so that my ad spend was actually going to give myself a return on investment.
Awesome. Got it. And we've been working for quite a while now. It's almost 2 months. What would you
Yep.
say, what changed for you specifically as a business owner after including the system, including the AI agent?
Oh, night and day difference. I can basically, wake up and there are booked appointments on my calendar. And in that aspect where I know that I just need to reach out to them and set that appointment, get that electric bill, answer their initial questions, and then make sure they're ready to go to talk with one of our solar reps. But you see the ad saying, wake up with booked appointments, but there's actually a method to that. And I think that a lot of people just don't understand what that actually means in
Mhm.
practical reason, like in a practical way where you actually have that happen. And I think a lot of it is you do need automation, but I think one of the differences that I notice, because I have other CRMs, is that automation is very general,
Mhm.
but this specific type of automation that you have set up with the tools that you allow me to use with partnering with you has a element that I think is just turbocharged. And it's a cleaner system than anything else I've seen.
Mhm.
And I think that that's a night and day separator, I think, where they are naturally working through the customer journey. And obviously, I can hop in at any point and interject or just say something myself, or somebody that I would hire to help me run that particular part of the business for the setting. But the AI just takes care of a lot of it. And I'll go back and I'll read some of the conversations, and I'm like, that's better than what I would say. So, but it's also just keeps everything very tight and on track so that it continues to move them down the pipeline to the point where they are interested in setting an appointment,
Mm,
and then the AI actually goes ahead and does that. And there are times where I'll come in and actually answer a specific question, or they might have stopped communicating. So obviously the AI also stops communicating appropriately. And I will come in and send a message. And a lot of times we're able to kind of tag team myself and the AI
mm,
and move that lead further along the customer journey to where they are ready to set the appointment. And I would just say speed has just helped with that, but also ensuring that the lead that you're putting into your ad spend is actually going to be nurtured correctly at appropriate intervals. But
mm,
then also when I am out and about, and the fact that I can utilize my CRM, I can stop and make a call to a lead. I can answer or just monitor what's going on. And a lot of it is hands off. And as somebody who runs and owns several businesses, having the ability to have a 24/7 almost assistant helping me bring in business and turn my ad spend and my business expenses into profit and ROI is fantastic. And kind of going back to that the training that I've been going through and the coursework that I've been utilizing to help build my business better, I can tell just from where I am that I am leaps and bounds ahead of a lot of my training mates. And I think that that's something that's um, it's I wish for them that they would come
mhm,
through faster just because it's so exciting. But I also realize that they may not be willing to make the investments that I was and are willing to. And I think that that is slowing them down. But if you don't have a way of effectively deploying ad spend and turning that into appointments,
mm.
then that's probably your first hurdle that you need to tackle.
Awesome. Sounds great. And talking about appointments, walk us through
Yeah.
some numbers right now. What is like on when it comes on a daily basis? How many appointments you get? How many leads? What is kind of the sales process right now?
Oh, right now, I would say consistently about 1 to 3 appointments can get booked, especially if we're coming out of the weekend. Kind of depends on the week, the day,
Of
that sort
course.
of thing. But I think cumulatively, we're looking at about 10 appointments a week that are getting like auto booked, and then converting about half of them, usually within that first 5 days, if not sooner. Sometimes it's I call them and they're ready to get set with one of our solar reps, but other times it might take a day or two to get the bill, to get, just the normal things that you do with the solar company. But overall, the results are great, especially for the ad spend where I'm at. Right now, my big thing is I'm looking to scale. And so I think that now that I've gotten the hang of what I need to be doing for setting the appointment, what I'm looking for, and even some of the tweaks you and I have made to kind of customize my system with you, that has made a big difference and just helping to keep myself organized, but also where that customer is and are they ready to actually set with or sit down with a solar rep.
Mhm.
So those are making a big difference for me. And some days it's there's nothing, and then you get 3 the next day. And so instead of being worried about I didn't see anything pop up on my calendar, it has more to do with, well, what else am I doing to continue to nurture the leads that are coming in? And the total volume of leads is very good, just month over month. I think that it's easy, and I know you said this to me because I've asked you.
Mhm.
Leads are okay, but what we're looking for is booked appointments. And I would have to say, absolutely, by the second month, like I'm 100% on board with that. You can have thousands of leads and 3 appointments,
Yes.
or you could have 30 appointments, but they're ones that are going to show up, and they're going to be ones that are going to close. And so that's really where the quality over quantity and at a really good ROI, like cost per lead is really what I'm hunting for. And I think that just with the adjustments that we've made, we've gotten very good at like dialing
Yes.
that in. And at this point, we're just kind of waiting to open the gates to do the scaling portion and see what that looks like next.
100%. Perfect. Yes. And as a last question, what would you
Yep.
tell someone who's right now on the fence and not sure if including AI is the right step, is the next step for him? What would you tell someone after your experience so far of working with us?
Yeah, I would say do it. If you've got the cash or you don't figure out a way to get it, it's one thing to just get, appointments and, there's different models available out there. But I would say that the ability to have effective AI built into your business allows you to have a very lean, small team of, just experts helping you and building out that way. I think this keeps your costs down, if nothing else, because you have more managed automatically without your input. And if you are really either a one-man band, one or two people, whatever that looks like, and you have other obligations as well, this makes it a realistic possibility to go from concept of I'd love to have my own solar business to actually execute it. And I think for me, I was within less than 3 months up and running. And one of those months, that was on me. I wasted that because I was making poor decisions. And I finally realized, and that was before I actually reached out to you and asked, hey, do you have time to put me on your calendar? I'd like to chat with you. And so if I had actually just started sooner, I would have been a month and a half probably further along. But even though it took me a minute, because I'm like you, probably
Mhm.
not 100% sure if this is what the best thing to do is. The answer is for me, yes, it was, and I have to imagine that it would be the case if you're wondering if it would be a good idea for you to incorporate AI into your business. And like I said, AI has to be specific. It can't just be, a couple of, automatic triggers. It really does need to be a more advanced system. And that's really what you're paying for is the expert to come in and sit into your business versus just the generalist. So if you're considering it, I can't imagine not having this type of tool in my business. But then also, where would I go from here? I couldn't do it without this sort of AI platform that we've got set up at this point. So I would definitely do it if I were you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Julia.
Yeah, of course.